Welcome. Hi there, guys. How you doing? Burn and Scissors. Nice to see you. It's just gonna be more Minecraft today. Wasn't really gonna stream, and then I figured, well, if I'm playing this, I might as well stream it. So, I might not last long. I don't think I'm going next door today because it's not still raining, but it's pretty cool out and everything's wet. So, I don't think the neighbors are gonna call me over or anything. So, I'm not doing the webcam today because the lighting adds a lot of heat, and it's pretty cool outside, so I'm trying not to run the air conditioner. I've got the fan behind me on, blowing in the air from the hallway in the bathroom, which is pretty cool. So that just blows the sheet backdrop behind me all around. So yeah, no webcam today. You'll just have to deal with the PNG of me. That's what I really look like anyway. The webcam is a lie. Nah, there's Sturgy. So, today, I think what I'm gonna do, since I got myself a bunch of gravel. Oh, and here's the cactus, by the way. Remember, not yesterday or the day before, but what was it, last week when I was streaming this, I ended up just flying around in the Zeppelin for like 3 or 4 hours? Well, off stream, I kind of told the story already, but off stream, I flew the other direction, this way, left, which would be west, past this snow biome, which is why I never went that way before, because I figured, well, I'm not going to find a desert after a snow. But I went over the whole snow continent, and then across another ocean, and there's the freaking desert. So I got myself just like 1 or 2 cactus, came back, started planting them here, and now I've got this set up, and I've already got over a stack of cactus, so I'm probably not even going to harvest these anymore, really. Maybe I'll just spread one of them over. But I really didn't need much, I just needed some. Oh wow, what a mess. Darn, that's a pain in the ass. What I will say is, for me personally, I have PayPal, but I've never really used it. Anything I bought online, I was able to just do direct from the debit card. I don't know if that's helpful at all. Might be different for you too. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of things, that's what they want to use is PayPal. So that's why I set up PayPal thinking that maybe, I don't know, I'd get like donations or something, but that's silly. Silly thought. Give up on PayPal, yeah. You need it for Twitch affiliate. Yeah, I don't remember if I needed it for Twitch. I might have needed it for Twitch affiliation, and then after I set up the affiliate thing, then I just switched the payout to like, I had it on my bank account, the payout. Not that I'm gonna get a payout, but I had it on the bank account, and then something happened, and I ended up having to switch it to. Now, if I ever get a payout from Twitch, they're just gonna have to send me an old-fashioned check, which is fine, except you take a penalty for that. It's not much of a penalty though. It's like maybe 10%. Yeah. 10% of $100 is $10 or whatever. But I might have needed the PayPal thing in the beginning. I don't remember now how it worked when I set it up. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So, what have we got? We've got a ton of cobblestone because I've been mining. So that's what I ran out of before. Hi there, Lucy. How you doing? Got some dirt. Actually, that's not as much dirt as I usually have. But I'm sure I'll be getting a lot more. Oh, I'll be getting a ton more dirt because we have all of this ballast that we can drop off along the tracks. because I've been busy and I got myself a ton of gravel. About to tear the engine down. Oh boy. You're about to finally get to the part where the problem is the bottom of the engine, right? Yep. The bearings, most likely. Now, if you just needed to do the rod bearings, I guess you could have done that without taking the engine out, but you probably need the main bearings too, and that you do have to take the engine out for. I was watching some mechanic video, Rain Man Ray, I think his name is, on YouTube. He's pretty good. And, yeah. You might not even need the crankshaft, just the bearings. Yeah. But he was working on an old, was it a Ford Taurus, Mercury Grand Marquis, I think it was. But anyway, somebody was driving it for so many miles without changing the oil and stuff, and sure enough, they spun one of the rod bearings. Yeah. Depends on how much damage it did, I guess. But he was able to just replace the rod bearings with the engine. All he had to do was take down the oil pan from underneath, the windage tray and stuff like that, and he just replaced all the rod bearings and didn't touch the main bearings. Knocking for 20 miles turned into... Okay, yeah. That's pretty bad. Yeah. That's going to be at least probably the main bearings, too. Squealing. Yeah, you'll have to see what the crankshaft looks like. Yeah. Alright. Knife-edged one. Okay, whatever. You want reliability. Well, I don't know. Maybe you don't, because you're able to just tear down the engine when it blows up, so maybe you don't care about reliability so much. So we still got a bunch of clay, which I'm proud of. Oh, and this ballast, by the way, each stack of this ballast requires 1 stack of clay balls, and so 4 balls make up a block, so we still got a bunch of clay. But it also requires 2 stack of gravel. 2 stack of gravel, 1 stack of clay ball to make 1 stack of ballast. That's how much of a pain in the ass this stuff is. But it looks pretty, so... The ground is really... Yes, balls. That is what I said. Alright, I don't really need to throw that switch, but I'm going to anyway, because sometimes when you go through a switch, it won't derail. Like if I went through it this way, it's a spring switch, so it automatically flips over. But sometimes it makes all the cars spin around, and this tender right now, and it's just aesthetic, it works just fine either way, but this tender right now is facing the right way. And I would like it if it doesn't spin around, so... Yeah, okay, Lucy. I believe you. 5. Where are we going? Yeah, probably 5, because we're going to be going slow and laying ballast down, too. We're not just stopping at Lambdaville this time. We got the water all ready to go. Alright, I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I did a bunch of stuff yesterday on my own, last night, whatever, so I think we're just good to go now. Once the boiler heats up, which doesn't take long at all. Okay, we're ready to go. They added a bell to all the engines now where you can press the letter. I changed it to Y. but you just ring the bell one single time each time you press the button, which is cool. Don't spin the tender around, okay. It's just aesthetics, it works fine either way, it's just I don't like it when it's backwards. That one might flip it though. Nope, that one's good. It was a little late blowing the whistle that time. Alright, let's get going. Now this train, I don't know if you guys have seen this one before. It's a 284 birch shear. And it's pretty fast. It's definitely the fastest train that I have. There are faster ones that I never made, but this one's fast. This one goes up to like 160, 165, something like that. Kilometers, of course, but you know, whatever. There we go. 163. That's pretty good. It's a little scary sometimes. It takes forever to slow down, though. Okay, good. I just went there with full speed and the engine did not flip around. That was a problem for a while. I finally fixed it. Knock on wood. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't make more activator track or disembark tracks. I was gonna do that. Oh well. I think I have some activator tracks too. Still, I mean, I want to set up a crossing maybe at Lambdaville. Speed. I don't know why I even bothered with these goofy speed limit signs. Even if they did save the numbers that you set them to, I still would just blow through at 163 kilometers an hour. So what's the point? I don't know. I guess it was fun to set them up. We got plenty of water, so I don't have to stop for water anywhere. That's the little engine. The Shay needs to stop often for water because it doesn't have a tender. You guys have seen this line a few times by now, I'm sure. But we'll be getting to something that I haven't been showing off much on stream lately. Oh, and I've noticed with this engine specifically, since the updates with Traincraft, I don't think it happened before, but especially around turns, sometimes my character acts like he takes some damage. I don't know if you noticed, it goes, makes that little tick noise. But he doesn't actually take any damage. It just makes makes the noise for it, basically. It's like he's sitting just a little bit too low, and his feet are dragging on the ground just a tiny bit. So every once in a while, the game decides that I'm, you know, taking a little bit of suffocation damage, but it never actually damages me. So whatever. Yeah, there it goes. This is kind of annoying. I'm not gonna try to slow down and stop in Lambdaville here, even though it's getting dark. I'll slow down a bit. But I'm just gonna use my little cheaty button. and make it daytime. Pretend that I slept. Ta-da, we slept. This is where I've been working on a lot. This little yard here. I showed that a bit off last time, and we'll be back there to work on the track building eventually. Once I'm done laying down this ballast. Well, two things. I got ballast to lay down, and I made a ton of ties that I can make the wooden ties that I can make this dark fence with. So we're gonna get to fencing in the line too, because a lot of this line is not fenced in yet. I'm getting there. Fenced in a lot of it, but it still needs a lot more work. Going slow here because, yeah, I thought I was going to start running into areas where I need to lay down ballast, and I was right. Oh yeah, sure, park on the frickin' bridge. The brakes are very poor. I guess they were going for realism with the brakes. Stop. Okay, I think that will be good. Oh, there's not a whole lot of dirt that I have to dig out yet. Looks like. Okay. Hold on, let me check the water. Yeah, see all that distance we just went, we only used up, what, 2 buckets of water? 3. Alright. Cool. So, Sturgy, if you're there, did you, manage to figure out what's going on with your phone yet? Sounded like the screen was all messed up. That really sucks. I think I need to move this fence line back a bit. Okay. And I'm stuck. The bounding boxes on these trains are a pain in the ass. Sometimes. I guess partially the thing is I'm just building things a little too small, especially with the curves. I should be giving the curves a lot more space. Don't worry, Jeff is driving the train. You do have to be careful with the trains in this because they will just keep moving and take off. Oh, I'm running into where I left off putting in ballast. Good. I didn't think there was much in this line to do. Down past Cronville, though, there's going to be a lot more. Freaking sheep. When you have a hill like that, you can't really fence anything off because everything's just going to come down the hill. Okay, he's safe. Good old magical forest from Traincraft, I believe. Here. Just creeping along because I don't know where I'm going to need to drop more ballast. Or fences, for that matter, but I think this is pretty much as fenced in as good as I can. Once again, this hillside here. Not much you can do about that. Oh, there we are. A little bit slower. Thank you. Just gotta be very careful not to dig out a block of dirt under the rails because the rails will break and then the train will freaking derail all over the place and then you'll spend a half an hour fixing the train. So yeah, don't do that. Well, not really. It doesn't glitch out nearly as bad as it used to when something like that happens. Oh. Oh. Let's take all of it. I got the space. Thankfully, I'm not having to dig a whole lot of dirt yet. Some dirt that I'm digging, but a lot of it looks like I already did it. Magic mushroom, go away. No, no, not right on the friggin' fence. Please, thank you. This is what happens when you touch a magic mushroom, by the way. It's a pain in the ass. Just makes you nauseous. In another world, with the same mod pack, Lambda placed one of those stupid magic mushrooms right where you always had to walk in a corner with a bunch of farmland. And I just kept running over it and doing the wobbly thing, and I didn't know why I was getting the whole wobbly nonsense. I didn't realize that it was the mushroom, and the mushroom makes you nauseous. That was annoying for a while. It was like the greatest troll ever, apparently. Oh, I wouldn't have got stuck. Like I said before, the clearance on the curves is not great. I have to wait for the train to clear the curve before I can do that. There's another curve. Great. Just do what I can do. Oh, this is a security breach. thought I saw something weird there. Hi there, Ava. Yep, right on track. How you doing? Good. That's gonna be gravel, which I don't have right now, so I have to dig that out right now. I need to sleep since I can. I won't cheat and use the daytime button. What's the water doing? Oh, water's getting low. Well, in the tender, there's plenty in the engine still. Okay, I need water. Soonish. Let me just get this done. Oh, it's Dark Souls, yep. I was gonna say this sounded like Dark Souls, and I was right. Oh, no. Okay, that's all done. Gotta make the railroad pretty. Of course, in real life, the ballast is important for, oh, that's pea gravel. In real life, the ballast is important for drainage. Although it's really, the ballast is under the rail, not on either side of the rail, but I don't know. If I just did that, it wouldn't look that great if I just put it under the rail and then left it grass on either side. So I'd rather do it this way. Well, this is how I always do rail in vanilla Minecraft too. But, well, with gravel on the other side, but yeah. I done goofed again, didn't I? Yeah, it's this little bit that needs ballast, and that is gravel. Because I'm doing the slopes in gravel, so I'm doing the ballast on either side in gravel too. There's a slope. It gives you a nice little break with the ballast too. Since ballast is so much more expensive than gravel, I'll take it. Guess I'll just work it from the back now. How fast can Red Bear go through, like, what was it? 6-8 stacks of ballast? Been needing it for a while. I finally got around to mining enough for the gravel. And the clay. The clay is a pain in the ass, too. The clay is more of a pain in the ass than the gravel, actually. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad the train wasn't still on it there. Where's the rail? Usually I don't do that, but that's what I was worried about before. Yeah, you gotta look at it from the top. If it says Traincraft rail, you're gonna break the rail. It's gotta say grass block or whatever block. It's always tricky with the curves. I did it again. That time it was a misclick. Glad the train's not here. Not using the shaders right now because the shaders really freak out whenever you hold rail in your hand with that preview. For some reason the shadowing or whatever, it's all messed up. Train's taking off on me a little bit. It's not going any faster, it's just I'm taking longer to do this, so it's not that big a deal. It started raining, yeah. Oh, it poured for us last couple days. That probably means more rain for us than another day or so. Yeah, you definitely can't do that if it's gonna be raining. Okay, I gotta get water now. That room, yeah. Yeah, that's just how it goes. It's just a little oil. It's not that big a deal. Thanks to Mr. No, screw draining the oil. Just yank the engine out. That's funny. Uh-oh. Oh, it ran out of fuel. Good. Mm-hmm. Gotta go fast. Uh-huh. I can't reach. Well, we're almost at Krongville. Oh, we're down to our last stack of ballast. Look at that. Almost done already with the ballast. This next step is going to be fencing. Oh, Lucy, yes. I was telling Lucy, she was telling me in private messages before what happened. They took the engine out of the car, and I guess they didn't drain the oil first, so a bit of spillage happened. It wasn't that bad. But the first time I changed the oil on my '88 Jeep Wrangler, what I failed to realize at the time is that it was a straight. Well, I knew it was a straight six engine, but that means that when the engine is all the cylinders right in a row like that, the oil pan is huge, basically. And so yeah, I got myself like a 7.5 quart drain pan to do the oil with, and apparently that oil pan held 9 quarts of oil. So you can guess what happened there. It's going good. The roof still isn't leaking. If you mean the laptop, yeah, I guess that's working fine. I haven't used it in a little while, but it'll keep working. It's not very fast or good, but for what it is, it's decent. It works. Yeah, I was really worried with the roof, but between the Hurricane Ida that hit like maybe a week after I did that roof repair, and then lately it's been raining a lot too, hasn't leaked. So knock on wood, should be fine now. I think that flashing just had to be held down mostly, which it is now. I think also a big part of the problem was the downspout, which I fixed even before I did the stream. The downspout fell off, which really shouldn't have been a problem, but I think the gutter that the downspout was attached to was tilting back against like the underside of the roof. Or wait, no, tilting forward. So the water was in the gutter, and the upper gutter, I think, was rolling out the back of that gutter. And so that meant that the water was going down on top of that questionable flashing, when usually the water doesn't go on that flashing at all. So I think the flashing and was up in the air and, you know, with holes in the roof and stuff for a while, and it wasn't a problem because there wasn't any water there. But, you know, one way or the other, I fixed it. Hopefully, knock on wood. I'll keep knocking on wood, but it should be okay. The one thing we do worry about, but hasn't been a problem yet, is when a lot of snow builds up there, because then maybe the snow might build up on that flashing, but it never really does. The wind usually keeps the snow kind of off of it, because there's the little eave overhang of the roof above that protects it. Okay, what was I doing? Last stack of yep, last stack of this, and then we'll get to fencing, because I'm seeing places where I need. Usually what I do is when the land is like a block lower than the track, like right here, I use this stuff, the cobblestone wall, which I do have a bunch of stone, so I can make more of that. And then when the land is above, either at the same level or above, that's when I use the fence. So let me just drop this last stack of ballast. This is going to go right here, and then we'll figure out how to start on the fencing. Now I got myself a lot of fence. I'll probably run out of cobblestone before I run out of material for the fence, actually. Maybe. I don't know. I got a lot of cobblestone built up right now. Okay. I think I'm going to do this just because it looks better, which just means I need more cobblestone wall, but it looks better. A little bit of landscaping here and there. Okay, so that's it for ballast. Junk. Alright, let's get the cobblestone. I guess I'll start the train back up. Let it start creeping again. This is Krongville, by the way. In this world, I decided to just name the different towns after different stream regulators or whatnot. It's Krongville, and the last town was Lambdaville, you know, stuff like that. There's a Blueville. So, although the main home base town that for some reason I never named before. Yeah, Lambda and Krong did a lot of stuff around here. But the main town I decided to call Middletown. There's a bunch. This is, let's see, this is Krongville. Actually, let me just put the waypoints on for a second. Lambdaville, so that's 2. Waymeet's not a town. Middletown, that's 3. There's no... What? There's no marker for this one? This is Blueville. I'm surprised they didn't make a marker, but that's Blueville. So that's the main so far. So that's Krong, Lambda, Blue, Middle. So it's 4 towns so far. And then down here is Splitsville. That's not named after anybody. That's just because the line splits there. So that's 5. This little town is super tiny and it's just on a spur. I kind of don't even count it as anything. But technically, I guess that would be 6. I haven't even named it. South Branch Village? Okay, that's 7. Oh, this one's not named yet. 8. This one by the Dark Forest. Alright. Well, it doesn't cost anything. So 8 towns so far. And this one's unnamed so far. Right by the Dark Forest. And this little dinky one is not named too, but it's really tiny. And as far as where I'm going with the main line, going across the... We already made it across the mountains here. I showed this off before, so I'm going to do it quick. AMS near the end of the line? Don't know what AMS stands. Abandoned mine shaft, right? There's an abandoned mine shaft at this little station here. That's not really a town. It's just a little station. And there's a cultist place there. That's a graveyard. Almost 9 towns because we've almost made it to this village. I believe I gave up on trying to run the track there because the buildings aren't too great and the village is a little cursed, like the terrain is all messed up. So I'm not connecting to that one. This one I'm getting ready to connect to. Kind of torn on what to work on with the track yet. I can keep doing this one, finish off this end of the line. I think it's probably going to end here, actually, for a while anyway. Or I've been starting on a new branch to get up to that swamp that I found that's branching off from Lambdaville here. This is the newest part that I've done lately. Trying to get up and around this mountain biome. And there's the swamp, which is apparently very useful for people if they want to do blood magic, because you can get witches. There's also a lot of slimes in the swamp too, so that's why I'm building a line there. Alright. For a while, I didn't name any of the towns anything, and then I said, you know what? I gotta do something. I gotta turn off these waypoints. It's a pain in the ass. But then I said, you know what? I need markers for all this stuff anyway, so I might as well just name them something. So I didn't feel like coming up with names, so I just went with friends and stream regulars and stuff like that. On my Rails of War World, I went with towns that the O&W connected to. Which is a little silly because it didn't really make a whole lot of sense. But oh, stone, that's what I was doing. Distractions. You want to play with a little bit. I have this like, it's like wood fence, but it's made from carpenter's blocks, and I know I'm not going to use a lot of it anyway because carpenter's blocks is kind of a pain in the ass to make. It's a lot of wood, but it's called carpenter's barrier, and it looks like this. It does look like fence, except when you extend it, instead of a post at each block, it's like a long rail, which is kind of neat. But what if I hold shift? No. I was hoping maybe there was a way to make there be a post. Because, like, if you have a big, long section of it like this, then the whole thing is just these two rails with no support post. Oh, you know what? I have a carpenter's hammer. I wonder if there's anything you can do with that. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can make like this neat little picket fence. Wow, it's kind of a picket fence, except the pickets are on both sides of the fence. That's cool. And then, of course, since this is made out of carpenter's blocks, you can skin it with any other material. And then there's that. Oh, wow, I didn't know you could do all that. And there's that, which is basically like a wall instead of a fence, and then back to that. Ha! I like it. Yeah, that doesn't make a good transition. I was wondering if maybe... Now I'm going to want to make a lot of this stuff, and it's a pain in the ass because it takes a ton of wood to make all the carpenter's blocks. But, I was wondering if maybe I could make, like, rails for most of it, and then whenever I want to post, put something else. But it doesn't look like anything else really blends with that rails too much. No. I think I would want it all to do that. That's cool. Never really played with this stuff much. What did shift do? Nothing, huh? I think I'd probably go with that, actually. That's a nice rustic fence. Now, what happens if it's against a block? Oh, no, don't skin it with dirt. Just, like, does that. I can't get over it, right? That's pretty neat. Still not going to use it because it's just way too... It's just too much wood. But I could, like, skin it with cobblestone. Now, if I was going to do a picket fence like this, I'd probably skin it with, like, polished diorite or marble or something like that. Something white, like, and make a white picket fence. Although it's not really a picket fence. It's more robust than a picket fence. Okay, it'll click. It's just not going to work with that, I see. Oh, that's like wall. Okay, cool. Oh, that's how you make a post. You put a block on the one side, huh? Yeah. This is more of a picket fence, but it's still a little too busy. Sorry, I'm kind of wasting time just playing around with this. But this axe, this carpenter's hammer is probably going to wear out pretty soon. So it's taking damage every time I change something. There. That's cool. Well, I have discovered something. I'm going to does that when you do that. Neat. It's a little too busy. I would rather have the pickets just on one side. Having the pickets on both sides of the center rail is kind of annoying. It's a little bit too busy. Let's see what else I can try to skin it with. I'll have to go up to the train and find some materials because I don't have anything here. Could you imagine skinning it with wood and then it would just be more wood? It already takes a lot of wood to make those carpenter's blocks. Where's the train? Where am I? Don't mind me, I'm just experimenting a little bit. Yeah, like marble, quarried stone. Actually, I have a lot of that. Well, no, I don't have a lot of that, but I've seen lots of deposits of it in different places. Diorite, I have a lot of. Like a like polished diorite. Why did I do it that way? Oh no, that doesn't make... Oh right, you gotta chisel it. Oh well. Let's see what diorite bricks looks like. Here's the vanilla diorite. You put it in 4 in a grid and it makes it chiseled. Makes it polished, I mean. The diorite doesn't naturally exist in this version of the game, so it's a chisel block. Well, that's what the bricks looks like. It's not bad, but for somewhere else, if I want to make it like a picket fence, it could be nice. I just wish the pickets were only on one side instead of both. That's just too busy. I'll use it somewhere. The stupid diorite bricks, though. I gotta put those away now. No. That's what I wanted. Okay, fencing. Wooden post, wooden post. Even though it's called wooden post, it's fence. That's nether brick. And we'll start getting some of my ties. There we go. And I need a bunch of stone. Yes, that much. I gotta get rid of these seeds. I can put my hammer back away. I'm not gonna be using that anymore. Seeds are such a pain in the ass. No matter what you do, you always end up breaking something that gives you seeds. And they always take up spot, and then you try to throw them away, and then you just get more seeds, and it's... Get rid of these diorite bricks for now, too. Oh. Gotta make the cobblestone wall. Even though it doesn't look like it, this caboose is a work caboose, so it does crafting. Ta-da! Really should have made that much of both, because now my bags are going to be constantly full, but, you know, whatever. Need a bit more regular cobblestone. Okay. Try to get rid of some of these seeds. Like I said, you keep getting more of them. Okay, we'll just put in a little bit of coal, I think. Because now we're going to be just really creeping along. I see a break in the defenses. try to keep the railroad safe. It's not always easy, but I try. I also really don't like running it in the dark anyway, but you know. Stop. Go. Sneak along there. Slick. This is just an extra marker for the switch back there. So I know to slow down if it's thrown for the siding. Oh, we're out of ballast, right? Okay. Why is it so dark here? Please. Because I could be using the shader. Well, like I said before, though, the shaders get borked when you have track in your hand. So when I start building track, I really can't use them. But we're not building track now, so I could be using the shaders now. It's kind of annoying to switch back and forth. Well, it does make things really pretty. But... well, that will work. And it's dark. Just about. Oh, I get what you meant, Vern. I am really slow today, I guess. You mean, like, if you get PayPal sorted out, you're going to buy Minecraft, and then you're going to get on. Yes. Looking forward to it. Love to have some people on the server. Right, Lucy? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Come on if you want. Minecraft is weird. It's a thing where, especially in the beginning, you don't really maybe get much appeal to it. You're like, why does everybody want to play this? And then even when you first start playing it, you're like, it's okay. You know, I built a bunch of stuff, and then, you know, of course, Creeper blew everything up, and I lost everything, and yada yada. But then once you get into it, forget it. You're into it. Gets its claws into you. I go through phases where I don't play it for a while, and then I play it all the time. Like, I've been playing it all the time recently. It's taking up all of my time. Of course, it doesn't help that the Hololive girls have been obsessing with Minecraft lately, with all their portal builds and everything. Well, that's done, by the way. I thought it was going to take like a long time for that portal to happen, where the two worlds would be connected. It's already done. They have the portals set up, so they can freely teleport between JP world and EN world. It's all set up, which is awesome. I don't know. So I don't have to do that with. Okay. Train's kind of taken off on me, huh? I only put coal in it, so it won't last too long. Oh, train ride. I hear a train. Oh, Animal Crossing. Cool. Shovel back. That's cute. Animal Crossing is kind of like Minecraft, just in a sense that you can get... Ah! What did I do when I heard the freaking creeper? I opened my inventory because I tried to teleport. Thankfully, it is pretty cheaty, but mob griefing is turned off, so when a creeper explodes, it does not do any... it doesn't blow up any land. You know, there's no creeper hole, the tracks didn't get blown up, anything like that, because the tracks are really valuable, first off, and if a train gets blown up, that's really bad. You know, you can end up losing everything in the train. You see how much stuff I have built up in the trains. But the main reason why I did that, why I turned off mob griefing, is because some of the people that play on this server are in other countries, and the mods can be a little laggy on top of that. So when you have a lot of lag, even though you're doing the right thing to kill the creeper or get out of the way of the creeper in time, the creeper still gets a chance to blow up. You know, it's not fair, really, is what I'm getting at. So a few people asked for the griefing to be turned off, and I said, okay, this is more of a just have fun server. It's not a, you know, hardcore survival at any sense of the word. Dark Souls 1 minute and Animal Crossing the next. Yeah. Yep, shuffle, baby. Get tons of music and it's just all on shuffle. Yeah, we went from cutesy Animal Crossing train music to now we're on the garden in Final Fantasy VIII and just found out how to move it. Yeah. Because the missiles are coming. That train better have stopped, by the way. Just now realizing that the train is really kind of taken off, but I only put 2 little chunks of coal in it, so it couldn't have gotten too far. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it stopped. No, just making sure. So yeah, as you can tell, this magic forest has all these giant trees, so even if you're sleeping through the night, monsters are gonna be creeping. They stare at a creeper that found in their house and they lose half their house. Yep. Yep. The classic Minecraft experience. Freaking creepers. It really is what made the game so popular, though. Just that one monster. Oh, man. So, I'm trying to work out how this fence is going to work. I'll run it along here. I could just dig out all this mossy cobblestone, but I don't want to if I don't have to. dig out some of it. Just this much. Just... It is nice to have a natural source of mousy cobblestone. But that's not dirt. I need more hotbar slots. There, now we'll go like that. Like this, and make kind of a trap. It's a little tricky, but I think we figured it out. Do-do-do-do. I think I'm gonna have to... do this. There, now it's safe. Now you can't do this, you can't do this. Complicated. It works. Put a torch there. There, I think. That's not where dirt goes. Not too close. You know what? That still works. Okay. Also, you play Minecraft and you don't happen to already have OCD, you will get OCD from Minecraft. It's just a given because, you know, blocks. It's just a given. Please. Uh-oh. Somebody's awake. Okay, hold on. I put in the new furnace filters today because we ordered a bunch. We got like a 6-pack from Amazon pretty cheap. Actually, the filters were still relatively clean, but whatever. We'll get a fresh start for the season. But we still haven't turned on the furnaces yet. It's just so crazy turning on the heat this early. And it's like one day it's warm enough. Turn his on, just his. Okay. And it's just crazy because one day it's warm enough, like up in my bedroom, I don't dare take out my air conditioner yet. And the last time I streamed, I had to run the air conditioner a little bit. It only ran for like 5-10 minutes, and then it was cool enough that it didn't have to run anymore. But still, it's like one day it's warm enough that at least upstairs where the air is really stuffy and whatnot, you have to run the air conditioner, and then the next day it's cold enough that you're like, oh man, we need the heat on. It's just that time of year, and it's happening too soon this year. It's only the very beginning of October, you know? It's like, oh man, it's so early to put the heat on, but last week we had a couple of nights where it got down to like 34 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah. Although inside, it just held like 62 degrees Fahrenheit, which is... We looked up the rules for our area, what the temperature has to be for like a tenant, because we do have a tenant next door. And 62 is like the minimum in the morning. But then after like 9 o'clock in the morning, it needs to be at least like 65, 67, something like that. For some reason. Came up with that rule, but whatever. So we were pushing it a bit, but our tenant's pretty cool about it, and he doesn't pay much rent, so it's just too damn soon to turn the freaking heat on, man. And at that time, his air conditioner was still in the window, and we were like, come on now. Now his air conditioner's out. I took his air conditioner out, so I'm guessing the next night that it gets pretty cool, the heat will be on for him. I don't think we're going to turn it on this side yet, though. We'll just suffer. It's not that cold. It feels cold because your body is so used to how hot it's been over the summer, right? And then when it gets, the first night inside the house, when it gets down to like 65 or something, you feel like it's 30 degrees because you're so used to it being warm. It's really not that cold, but it just feels like it. Just gotta get used to it. Just gotta get used to the season, basically. Oh, God. Creeper. Oh, man. This area really needs to be fenced in, huh? It must be dark enough under these trees that even during the day they can spawn. That sucks. I thought it was only... Well, usually it's only the black forest or roofed forest that's like that. But this forest is pretty dark, too. This magical forest. Eat some Halloween candy. Yeah, like right here, I think it was dark enough. Okay. Let's see the other side of the track now. Once it's ballasted, this little bit here. Right, this technically won't need wall, but I'll put it on anyway, because I don't know when I'm getting more ballast. That witch candy, by the way, gave me speedy boost. That's what all these little swirly bits are about. Now, there is some candy from that mod that's broken. When you eat the candy, you just crash the game, pretty much. You don't crash the server, but your client crashes. Well, it doesn't crash even, it just kicks you out, but still. Annoying. Oh, what am I doing? This is how we fence the line, fence the line, fence the line. No, don't throw your bow away. That's a good bow. Did I get it back? Yeah. See. Make the railroad safe again. Except it was never actually safe. But, whatever. There was a meme chance there and I went with it. gotta figure out where. On corners. I want it there. I'm trying to visualize where the ballast goes. So I want this there. Oh no, my pick broke. Not like I don't have more. I don't have more picks. Well, it's not like I don't have 50 blocks of bronze to make more picks with. Don't throw your bag away. That's very important. This music's nice, whatever it is. Wisp playoffs. I bet it's from RimWorld, if I had to guess. Have coke. Coke is more efficient for making torches because you make twice as many of them. I'm not too far from the train, I don't think. Nope. I'm still getting used to these new headphones and streaming because I don't hear my voice as much. It's like all muffled. Because they clamp to your ear. Excuse me. They clamp to your ears really good. But I like it. It's really good for sound. I just gotta get used to it. Especially because the old ones were wearing out. Like those little hinges were breaking. So the bottoms of the earpieces were kind of swinging out in the air, which was so annoying. It was driving me nuts. That's why I got new headphones. Okay. Sure. A little bit overkill, but I'll use them. Seems like just about anything makes me burp nowadays. All I had to eat before I started streaming was had a ham sandwich. I think I'm gonna keep this much dirt here. I'll go this way, and I didn't even have soda or anything. I just drank water. I'm still burping. Hold on, I never messaged her back. Oh yeah, I did. Lyrics. Okay. Oh, this is from that Bast. It's not Rimworld. It's that other game that Lambda gave me the music from. Oh, what's it called? Not Bastion. Something like that. Brigadier, I think it's called. Okay. Come on, Mom, you know how to check the heat. This boulder's gotta go. Fortunately. Oh, come on, middle mouse button. Please do what you're supposed to do. I have a mod installed that gives you the pick block command where you click middle mouse button. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This is so dark here. Red Bear Railroad, where safety is number, like, 4, but hey, that's better than some places. I do not want mushrooms. They're completely pointless. Maybe some magic-y things they're useful for, I don't know. I haven't gotten into the magic mods at all. See, Lucy, you could get on and you could get into Traincraft and Botania, all those other wacky mods, and do magic. Yeah. I know, I just like poking fun at you. Yeah, you have been really busy. You gotta fix your car so that you can come up here and fix Mom's car. No, don't even bother. Actually, last time I checked her oil a few days ago, actually I want to check it again. She was down about a half quart, which isn't that big of a deal, but she hasn't been losing oil at all. So now I'm wondering if she's just starting to burn a little bit of oil, maybe. And if she is it even worth it to fix the freaking timing? Or, not fix, there's nothing wrong with it, but replace the timing belt because of, mileage. If we think that it's gonna die soon anyway. Because, the only reason why I'm saying is that, and this is stupid because I know Scotty's full of it a lot of times, but Scotty he put up kind of a rerun episode where one of the parts was he was talking about the PT, and he said, oh, they blow head gaskets all the time. I don't think they're particularly susceptible to head gaskets. They're not like Subarus anyway. But, he said, oh, they start burning oil, and then they start blowing head gaskets, and I'm like, I don't think burning oil always means blowing head gaskets, Scotty. Yeah. She's a very short tripper, yes. It's the worst thing you do with a car, is just drive it like not even a mile and turn the thing back off all the time, Rings, yeah. Now rings, yeah, that would be perfect. Yep. Heat to loosen carbon deposits, right. Every once in a while it gets to go out on a bit of a longer drive. But not often. She doesn't put many miles on, let's say that. Yep, she's an in-town driver. She's kind of afraid to go anywhere else nowadays with driving. Nothing that she's not familiar with. Yeah. Also, I want to put some cardboard under and make sure it's not leaking anything. Though, if it is a leak, it's got to be a really slow leak to only be a half quart down after a couple of months. It's just kind of a bummer because it wasn't losing any oil at all. I think it was a couple years ago now, she was losing some oil and it was smelled because the valve cover gasket was leaking, the exhaust, and she had that fixed. And then for maybe like one oil change cycle after that, it was still leaking just a little bit, a tiny bit, and then it sealed up completely. And then for like at least a year, maybe even more than a year, I think 2 years, she's been fine. She hasn't been losing a drop of oil between oil changes. But now I noticed that it was half quart down. I'm like, what happened? What am I doing here? All this hill has to go. I don't want all this dirt. Actually, because her inspection was up, what was it, last month, we got some really good fuel injector cleaner and like mid-range gas instead of the cheapest stuff. And let it run down to like a quarter tank, put in the mid-range gas in the fuel injector cleaner and fill it up, which costs a bit of money, because gas is expensive. But that kicked the and then we drove it a bit, and that kicked the check engine light off just long enough for her to get the inspection. And sure enough, like a day or two after she got the inspection, even before getting more gas, she still had plenty of gas, check engine light kicked back on. It's like, okay, we got it, we're good for another year. And that's I think I told you I did the little key dance trick to get a code, and the code is for the downdraft side of the second oxygen sensor, the catalytic converter. The oxygen sensor on the back of the catalytic converter. So yeah, the one that tests how good the cat is working, basically. And hopefully, I have a feeling it's just the sensor, because it's so intermittent on whether or not it decides to come on. And sometimes it will go off without doing fuel injection cleaner and fresh gas. It'll just go off on its own, and then you turn off the car for a little while, you turn it back on, and it's back on. Like, I think that's probably the sensor. This is the original oxygen sensor. Or, I don't think the cat is actually going bad, is my point. Or it could be the wiring is a little frayed going to the oxygen sensor or something. It's a little too coincidental with when she gets gas and when she puts gas, fuel injection cleaner and stuff in it. That I think that has to be part of it. It can't just be that there's a frayed wire and sometimes it comes on, sometimes it doesn't. I don't think that's it. I think the sensor's bad. Hopefully. I think I could do that pretty easily too. It's just the one that threads in the exhaust. Even with how hard it is to do everything on that car, I think I could manage that one. Although I think you need a special socket to fit over that oxygen sensor, but I think you just go to AutoZone and just borrow the tool. I think you can do that. Heard that you can anyway. Or you can probably do it with a regular wrench, I would think. Just be a pain in the ass. Well, I can't really do much about this hillside. Realizing I'm not going to dig this all the way back enough that I can put a fence in, so I'm just going to torch it up more. It's just one of those spots where you can't really protect it much. Like that. Oh, I missed that message. Apparently Marvel Mystery Oil or Gunk Motor Medic helps that. Oh, okay. It helps with the rings. It's worth a shot. I'd like to figure out first if it's burning or if it's leaking. I don't think it's a leak. It's too slow to be a leak, I think. Although she doesn't drive much, so. To get under it. Get up on the ramps and get under it and see if I can find any leaks. You know, drive it around and put some cardboard under it. That would be a good first step, right? Oh. My neighbor, he drives, it's one of his main cars. He's got a bunch of cars, but there's only a couple that he drives all the time. Well, all the time is relative. He doesn't drive all that far usually. Sometimes he does, but for the most part he doesn't. But he loves his 99 Chevy Blazer. And that's when Blazers got really freaking big. It's a 4-door Blazer. It's a nice truck. It's huge. I don't think I would want something that big, but it's nice. It's good for him because sometimes he needs something really big, like when he's moving all of his artwork around or buying a bunch of dirt or mulch bags. But anyway, he also ends up just driving that a lot. Anyway, he was telling me that it was kind of hesitating a bit when he's driving it, like when he hits a hill, or it's just like a little rough or something, and then he can hit the gas and kind of power through it. And of course, this is somebody who's always driven an automatic transmission his entire life, so it's kind of hard with somebody like that to try to figure out exactly what's going on. And sure enough, his hitting the gas and powering through it was because he was kicking it down a gear, right? So basically, I went on a test drive with him. Of course, we always go through the period of time when he complains about it, and then the other guy, this is a gay couple next door, but the other guy just says, "Oh, it's all in your head, you're just making this up, blah blah blah, there's nothing wrong with the truck, blah blah blah." I don't want to put truck there. But sure enough, I went on a test drive with him, and he showed it to me, and you could see when he got to a certain speed, and also what I explained to him is it's not just the speed, it's the certain gear that you're in. It was up towards the end of 4th gear, like around 45, 50 miles an hour or something like that. All of a sudden you could watch the RPMs and they would just dip up and down, and you could feel it like they're kind of lurching and stuff. And then I'm like, and then you floor it, and then you get through it, and sure enough, when he floors it, it drops down a gear, and then he got through it. And we were thinking it was like a fuel issue at first when he first explained it a while ago. So he got like fuel injector cleaner and better gas and stuff. You know, it's always a good first thing to try anyway. But then once I rode with him, and I'm like, it's only happening in a very specific time, so it's not a fuel issue. And like, it's something with the transmission. I hate to tell you, it might not be that big a deal, especially because you can power through it and stuff. And I'm like, well, what I want to do is when we get home, I want to check the transmission fluid. And of course, the other guy's, I don't want to have to deal with trying to find the transmission fluid, and then, oh, the transmission fluid's fine, it's been to the shop, blah, blah, blah. Let me check the transmission fluid. Sure enough, once we finally find the damn transmission fluid dipstick, which Dennis couldn't find, and then I couldn't find it, and we're looking in the manual because he's got the owner's manual, and the manual just says, the manual has a zoom in picture of the top of the dipstick, right? But it doesn't show a picture of it in the engine bay to show you where it is. It just says it's near the center of the engine. Like, near the center of the engine. The engine is near the center of the engine, not the transmission. Right? So anyway, what it was, and I noticed it, but I dismissed it, is towards the back. I knew it had to be in the back somewhere, right? But towards the back, kind of on the left side, so not center of the engine, relatively close to the oil dipstick, actually, but there was this black corrugated wiring harness, and then what looked like part of the wiring harness splitting off and going down. But the part that was splitting off and going down was actually the black tube coming up from the transmission with the dipstick on the end. But it was just so perfectly camouflaged by that wiring harness that I couldn't freaking find it. I think eventually Dennis went on, he calls anything on the computer just the computer, which in this case was Google, and he Googled, where is the transmission dipstick on a 99 Blazer? And sure enough, they said, this quadrant of the engine compartment near the oil dipstick. And I looked around and I'm like, okay, it's got to be in this section somewhere. And then I finally moved the stupid wiring harness around. I was like, oh, there it is. And it's supposed to be like a red little lever thing that you flip up and then pull the dipstick out. But of course, being so old, it was kind of turned black. If you cleaned it up really good, you could see the red lettering of transmission. But the problem was that it was camouflaged with the wiring harness. So that was kind of hilarious. And so the whole point of this is, we finally find the dipstick, and I check the fluid, and even I know with transmission you have to check it with the engine running and in park, and it's better to check it when it's warm. But I said, let's just see what it looks like even when it's cold. Let's just see what the condition of the fluid looks like, right? And I look on the dipstick, and there's not a drop of transmission fluid on this freaking dipstick. Maybe on the very, very tip. I'm like, oh. I know it needs to be checked. And then we started up and put it and drove it up and down the driveway a little bit and put it in park and said, okay, I know I gotta test it when it's in park. But even when it was running in park, it had just a tiny, tiny little whisper of fluid on the end of that stick. And I was like, well, guys, you know how you're telling me that this car's been maintained well and there's nothing wrong with the transmission fluid? Well, this thing doesn't have any transmission fluid in it. It was down, I think he said he added a quart. I'd like to check it again because I can't believe it was only down a quart, because there was nothing on that stick. But yeah, that was that. And then he said, and then he drove it afterwards with the fluid in it, and guess what? All the hesitation was gone. And I'm like, well, you caught it in time. Congratulations. You didn't destroy fourth gear yet. It's a nice truck, but the rust cancer is getting to it. The wheel wells are starting to rust out and flake out, and a couple of the body mounts, there's a metal disc that's kind of the outside of the body mount, just kind of fell off and was laying in the driveway one day. So yeah, the question is, how much money do you want to put into a truck like that? And probably not much, but hey, you fix the transmission just by putting freaking fluid in it, so might be fine for a while, especially since he doesn't put a lot of mileage on cars, really. Yep, fluids are blood, yeah. Especially transmission fluid, it's even red like blood. But I can see why nobody checked it, because unless you know what you're looking for, you can't find the freaking dipstick. I kept telling him, I'm like, I know this truck is not new enough to be one of these vehicles where they got rid of the dipstick, because newer cars now, they don't have transmission fluid dipsticks. They just, cost-saving measures, they just got rid of the dipstick, and now you have to crawl underneath, take the wheel off, and check the drain fill plugs to see if there's enough fluid in it, which is just so ridiculous. And you need a little hand pump to add fluid in a tube. It's like, what's wrong with a dipstick? It's worked since the beginning of automobiles, and now you're gonna just get rid of the dipstick? How much did you save on not having a transmission dipstick? 20 cents? Come on. It's ridiculous. But that's what all the modern cars now, they don't have transmission fluid dipsticks. And some of the really modern ones, really fancy ones for a while, like Audis, I think. Audis, I should say. They don't even have oil dipsticks. Nope, it's a perfect system. It's not a perfect system when the frickin' thing leaks, is it? I think they went back to putting in dipsticks, though, because that was happening. People were running out of oil and under warranty, and they had to replace the engine under warranty, and then they finally realized, we better still have a dipstick. Well, I won't buy a car past 05. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But this truck definitely had a dipstick. It's just we couldn't find the damn thing. I was getting really perturbed because Dennis, the guy that drives the truck all the time, he was telling me, okay, I can get you I have the owner's manual. And I'm like, I've never needed an owner's manual to find a dipstick. Just let me look at it for a while. I'm looking at it with the light. He's looking at it with the light. And then he gets out the manual, and it shows me a picture of the dipstick. And we're still looking at it and looking at it. I'm like, where the hell is this freaking dipstick? It was camouflaged. It was completely camouflaged by that freaking wiring harness. That's not where I wanted that to be. There's the train. Oh, it's still right there. Okay. Well, I can't really fence in that hillside. All these freaking mushrooms. I gotta find a place to plant them all because I don't want them. Useless. Excuse me. You know what? Have some mossy cobblestone. Sheep, you are gonna die. Just putting that out there. God, I love this song. I love this freaking game. I love that me and well, OD Road one way or the other. Me and Spot and everybody got Mike to play this game again. It's Trapped. Oh, that was probably one of his last streams when he replayed this game. Out of regular cobblestone, there's tons in the train, but it's too bad everything's so strict with what the Hololive girls can play on stream. Any game they want to play, they have to get permissions, and I think they don't actually say this, but I have a feeling that permissions doesn't just mean permission, but it's also like they have to work out some money issues, like, you know, does the game maker, game dev, whatever, have to pay Hololive a little premium so that their girls will play the game online? I don't think so. I think it's just permissions. Yeah, right. Japanese company, yeah. Potentially offend. Yeah. I don't think it's a money thing like what I just suggested. I don't think it is that, but it's just kind of annoying. The problem is there's a lot of games where they can't contact the developer or whatever, publisher. Like if it's not a big A+ game dev, they just don't care. Oh, Civilization, yeah. I could see, yep. I mean, when you have situations where the whole Coco nonsense, where she just happened to look at her analytics on YouTube and just mentioned, oh look, here's Taiwan. Oh no, she acknowledged Taiwan as an independent country. Killer. Come on. She wasn't even making a political statement. She was just reading what was on the damn screen. Go after YouTube if you think that's wrong. Don't go after her. She didn't do anything. Screw China, really. I mean, it's just, come on. Freaking commies. And I think Hololive just completely pulled out any stakes they had in China after that. They're like, okay, we just won't play in China then. Sorry. So in Civ, where there's different countries, that the countries probably aren't fictional. Whoops, good thing the train wasn't there. The countries are probably real countries and stuff, and yep, all sorts of things that people could be offended about. That's a shame. Yeah, and she's supposed to be like Mume's whole thing is civilization, so of course she wants to play civilization. Yeah, wiping out countries and stuff. Mm-hmm. But anyway, what I was going on about with the whole permissions thing, when they have to ask for permissions for everything, that means that even though it would be totally fine because there's probably not even any copyright stuff for it anymore, they can't really play older games much because they have to get the permissions. And with older games, the dev for the the producer or whatever of the game probably doesn't even exist anymore. So who do you ask for permission? How do you know if you actually have permission for it? You know? Like, I don't remember who it was even. Probably, I think Kiara, because she usually never does any horror games. But I think she was asking, hey, if I did want to try a horror game, what should I try? And of course, the masses are all just telling her Resident Evil. Whatever the newest one is, 7, and then, the new one that's been really popular lately. It's not, I don't think it's actually 8, but you know what I'm talking about. But of course, what I put in the chat, and I'm sure nobody saw it because the chat just goes by a million miles a minute, but what I will always suggest to anybody that asks about horror games, and anybody from Mike's streams will know what I'm about to say, Hell Knight, The Dark Messiah, and Martian Gothic. Those are just the first 2 horror games that always just come straight up to the top of my brain. And it's just, part of it is because of how obscure they are. Nobody really knows about those games. Well, Martian Gothic, a lot of people know because there was this, I don't remember what that group was called, this group of 4 guys that was doing a big long review playthrough thing of it. They were really ripping the game. They really didn't like it. And then, SGF just recently went through it all. And oh man, that was fun. Especially the freaking glitch that he hit at the end. Oh, where he was stuck in the freaking space capsule right at the very end. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I've never seen that glitch before. I know, that's what I'm thinking, Bern. Imagine one of the girls playing Martian Gothic. The thousands of people watching when they get to the freaking obelisk puzzle. Oh, that would be amazing. The frustration levels. Okay. Have you seen SGF's playthrough of it yet? Oh man, that was great. That was amazing. Especially with the glitches, some of the glitches that I've never seen before. And of course the obelisk puzzle. Nobody can figure out the obelisk puzzle thing. Because it really is, it's supposed to be, it's the way that the obelisk is supposed to be glowing and then not glowing and stuff like that. And it's not rendered in the PS1 version. In the PC version, apparently it's fine. Like, most of the comments were people telling them, why aren't you playing the PC version? Well, it's a lot harder to play the PC version, probably. Their playthrough, yeah. SGF's pretty good. Super great friend. Lucy, you never finished the Martian Gothic playlist? Well, I will say it's not for everybody, too, but Mike's humor really helps a lot. And you know what helps a lot with that, specifically with Martian Gothic, the old Martian Gothic LP that he did, is it was when YouTube was still in a phase. You sleep too. Nice. It was when YouTube was still in a phase of where you could only make 10-minute videos. Well, technically 10 minutes 59 seconds. As soon as you hit 11 minutes, the video got rejected, basically. So he had to make, 10-minute videos. And when it's broken up like that, it's a little bit easier to digest. Nowadays, with no limit on YouTube, people will just spend like an hour on one video doing it. And something like Martian Gothic, that could be just a bit too much. Especially if they're like just stuck on a puzzle for an hour. And SGF, of course, he's gone back to streaming instead of making LPs, which is pretty much what everybody does nowadays. LPs is kind of a dying art because it's just so much easier. It's not really a dying art, it's so much easier to stream with OBS and just do it live as opposed to trying to record Let's Plays and have commentary ready to go and stuff. And I really don't mind the streaming format, but it could get to be a bit much for something like Martian Gothic, with just like SGF. I can't really remember exactly now because I watched it when it first came out, but he can be a little bit anal about things, and when he would get stuck, he would just go around and try to like old adventure game logic, just try this with this and this with that and that with this. He'd be going around a whole freaking base looking for something specific that's not important. And in the meantime, I'm yelling at the screen because I know exactly what he needs to do. But I like how mostly like how SGF does it with streaming, where when he starts to stream like, I don't know, a half hour or more before he actually starts playing the game. And that's when he's talking with the audience. He's talking with chat and just chatting about everything and stuff for a while. Shadow Man. Now that one I don't know. I'll have to watch it. Was it good? I bet it was. Anything SGF does is pretty good. But he'll chat with the viewers a lot before playing the game. Nice. N64 game, good. He'll chat a lot with the viewers before playing the game, and then when he's playing the game, he doesn't look at chat at all. I think he doesn't even have the chat up to look at. And most people understand that, but there's always some people, trying to, well, I don't necessarily always call it backseating. Trying to help would be a little bit better of a term. But, giving him pointers here and there, you need to do this now, you need to do that now. It's not going to matter because he's not looking at the chat. He's not looking at it at all. And then as soon as he ends a game session, like he decides, okay, now let's take a break. Then he looks at the chat and reads everything people are saying. And then when it's time for the game, he stops looking at the chat again. It works. It works pretty good for him, but for somebody bigger, like, say, the VTubers or whatever, forget it. If they didn't look at chat, they would lose all their super chats, lose all their money. Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends a lot on the chat size, too. VTubers built in on chat infusions, yeah. Like me, I'm so small. I peak at what, like 5 viewers sometimes? 5, 6 viewers if I'm lucky. So I don't miss anything that happens in chat because you can't miss anything that happens in chat. There's not much chat going on. No, it's not a problem. It's just I'm a small streamer. I have a small fan base. I have very loyal fans, but just a few of them, and I'm fine with that. I don't care. I don't do this to try to make money. I just do it because I want to do it, basically. And if something good happens, if I do end up getting bigger, then sweet. But at this rate, it's never going to happen because I haven't even been streaming much lately. It just is what it is sometimes. I want to stream more. Like when I first started and I kind of pushed, I was doing a push towards affiliate, I was streaming almost every freaking day. But now it's like once a week. That's why I knew I was going to be playing this anyway, so you said, you know what, I'm going to stream. I didn't really feel like streaming, but I'm going to stream. And you know, it's working out good. I got my people here and we're talking. It's fun. Once I do stream, then I'm like, oh yeah, this is fun. But then I kind of get out of the habit with it, I guess. I don't know. And today, what helped a lot is I decided no webcam. Because it's just a pain in the ass. The lighting is a pain in the ass. I don't mind the bright lights on me too much. But it's the heat from the lights. Oh, hey, now that I'm talking about affiliate a little bit, there's the bot being a homie, telling you about the Twitch Prime subs. I like it when the bot actually decides to work every once in a while. It's a nice feeling. Oh, that was my neck. Probably shouldn't be doing that, but it's hard not to. It is a nice feeling when it actually cracks like that, though. Me and Spot. Nice. Yeah, see me. I don't have money, so I just get my one free sub a month from Prime, and that's been going to Spot. That's been going to Spot ever since he became affiliate, I think. Yeah, I think I was either his first or second sub, along with Lambda. Because, you know, he was basically a spin-off, or at least in our eyes anyway, in our Mike Stream regular eyes. He was like a spin-off from Mike, and you know, he started out like if Mike was going to stream and then he didn't stream, Spot would stream. Like, ooh, who's this guy? Ooh, that voice. You know? And then it just morphed and he took off from there. Of course, he's got another whole fan base and community too, and he's involved with a bunch of other streamers and stuff. But us Mike regulars just think of it as another Mike regular. Yeah. I don't know if I fully got my inspiration from Mike. I don't know if I'd quite go that far. It was more along the lines of I was already doing some little LPs here and there. Although I probably, looking back at it, I probably got the idea of doing LPs from Mike, but I knew I was never going to be like really funny or anything like that. But yeah, it's funny, when I first started out with LPs, it was like Hard Truck 2 mostly. I think my first video was probably some of my Lionel Train stuff that I still had set up at the time. And, you know, it was just... What's this dirt called? Tile Dirt 13 description, okay. Screw you too. Tile Dirt 13. Hold on. There's Tile Dirt 13 there. But, you know, and then I started doing Hard Truck 2 clips, and just those stupid little clip videos that are horrible quality that I recorded with Fraps, and I couldn't record my voice at all, and the sound quality was god-awful. Like, just stupidly loud and horrible. But the views just took off on those videos because Hard Truck 2 was such a big thing. I didn't understand how popular this like old Russian trucking game was, and it's still really popular. And it's just the nostalgia value, I guess. A lot of people started out with that game is the thing. So yeah, I started getting tons of views with that. And I was like, really? I'm getting... how many views am I getting? I got like 100 views on this video? 200 views? Whoa. You know? And just went from there. And then streaming was kind of like the natural progression. But I'm sure Mike had some influence on that. Whether or not it was even conscious of that. I'm sure, because I was watching him. I watched Mike right from the beginning, just about. Well, the first Mike stream that I was actually there for live, like I watched his really early streams. I think I watched them after the fact, like he either put them on his YouTube or you could watch them on Twitch. You know, back before the Twitch archives didn't get deleted after 2 months like they do now. And then I think the first live stream that I watched of him, where it was actually live, was when he had to play through the note again just to get his progress back. This doesn't really protect anything here. I just put a bunch of torches. Let's maybe do that. There. Actually, I don't need this. This is silly. I think that'll work. But yeah. You are on top of the fence already. Good for you. Get off there. I'd love to see him come back again someday, Mike. I think it's partially he probably doesn't have much motivation to do it anymore, and he's really busy with trucking. Like, if he's a trucker and he's willing to drive during these COVID times and he's not sick or anything like that, then he's going to be very, very busy, I'm sure. It is partially motivation, and partially, you know, he doesn't have a good computer anymore because he hasn't been into that stuff much. He probably sees the computer as something that he doesn't do anymore, kind of thing, I would guess. Yeah. Lucy, like LSD, yeah. Well, you know, Lucy, well, you know what LSD stands for. It's kind of in your name right now. That game. Uh-huh. No. Yeah. I think he's got a laptop which probably does everything that he currently needs to do. Yes, it did. You're right, Lucy. It did. It had many meanings. But the title of the game was Lonely Sweet Dreams, I think. Right? Lonely Sweet Dreams? Yeah. But, I think he's got a laptop that's probably not too great for gaming, but for everything else that's not gaming, it does the job. You know, I'm sure that's how he sees it. Yeah. And you know, he had a chance for a little while to build himself a PC, but he never did it. So now if he wants to build a PC now, forget it. Just the video card is going to run you what, a couple thousand? Unless the video card... Has the video card crisis finally died down? I don't think it has. You know, I guess they still can't get chips or whatever. It's ridiculous. Bitcoin scalpers, yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but video cards are still... I'm running a 1050 Ti. Which is a few generations behind now. The newest ones are in the 80s, you know, 2080, 3080. I'm running a 10... Like, if I had a 10 1080, I'd be pretty close. I think there's not a huge difference between 1080, 2080, 3080. It's the 80 that's the important part. But if I wanted to just... I was looking at prices now, this is a little while ago. If I wanted to just buy a new graphics card, the same as I have, the 1050 Ti, it was like $1,000. I was like, really? And I got that card. Thankfully, I did my computer upgrade maybe like a few months before all the nonsense started with cranking up the prices. I think I got my card for like 200, 250, somewhere around there. I got it before I actually fixed up the rest of the computer. So it was probably like 3 years ago. I know there were people that wanted to build a computer, yeah. But now the video cards are just insane. Like I was thinking when I got my stimulus, I was like, well, I'm not going to try to get a 2080 or 30. What if I just wanted to get a 1080? You know, upgrade from a 1050 to a 1080. And, you know, the 1050 I'm using now does pretty much everything I want to do. When I'm running shaders in Minecraft, it can be a tiny bit sluggish. Not really, though. And also right now, Derail Valley can chug down a bit. But I got a ton of mods, which is mostly what's chugging it down. But I looked up the prices of 1080s, and it was like, I could buy a car for that. Nope. You know? Yeah, if we could just get them to post in Discord or something, that would be nice. I mean, we're in spooky month now. Maybe get something to do something. A couple years ago, Hatter did a Halloween stream. That was awesome. I still have that. I still have the archive of that saved in my downloads file because I think Livestream was still working at that time, and I restreamed what she was streaming with Livestream, and then I saved the video. And probably what's on archive is my save of it. What's on archive.org. Yep, it's still in my downloads folder. That was a fun stream. I always hoped she would stream again. It should be in the archives. I'm pretty sure it did, because like I said, I still have it saved. It should be in there. I'm wondering if it's actually on the list of all the mic stream archives on the forum, though. I don't know. I don't remember if Odiro was around then. Because he, like, disappeared for a while, then he came back, and then he kind of came back, just to a few of us. And then he disappeared again. I haven't seen him in a couple years, and or Lizard Man, so... Lizard Man hasn't seen him either. I mean, I see Lizard Man all the time, but I don't think he's ever coming back. Mario the Music Box, yeah, that was a rough one. That was rough. Well, I think Mega G Wolf played through that, and he had some fun with it. But you know, fun in a cringe way, probably. Game's so bad nobody wanted to save the archive. Boy, that's pretty rough. And I think that one RPG Maker game that he streamed once, oh, what was it, like Mermaid something or whatever, but he was in a super bad mood, and I don't think he even talked through the whole stream. It was just that bad. He was just muddling through the game and not talking, and it was just a horrible stream. But I think even that might have gotten saved to archive. Or maybe it got saved for a little while, then it got taken down because we made a decision. We're like, no, this should not be saved. Oh no, Lucy. Yeah, you're a star god. And then he did an LP of Your Star, too. Lucy, don't ask about Mario the Music Box. It's better that you don't know. Should I try to do any fencing on the top of that hill? I don't think so. It's not worth it. No. It's something. It's definitely something. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe that game at all. I don't really remember much of it except the crazy art that went along with it. Omori? Yeah. I haven't actually watched that. I've seen some people that were streaming it and stuff. I think even Callie streamed through that game. But I haven't actually watched it. The Midnights did it too, I think. Max Tepperfree, probably. I think that was his game to play. I haven't watched them as much either. I guess I've fallen too deep into the rabbit hole. Well, also, lately with watching streams, I'm more about what game they're playing than who it is, almost. Like, if somebody's playing a game that I'm interested in, I'll watch it more than if it's just... I won't really watch a streamer so much anymore just because of who they are. Like, you know, I really like Spot, but sometimes if he's streaming stuff that I don't really care about, I'll either not watch it or I will watch it, but I'll have it like muted on the side, and then I'll watch something else too at the same time. I've been horrible like that. No brand loyalty. That's not work. This will work though, actually. Of course, Mike would be a completely different story. If Mike were to stream paint drying, I'd be there. Mike is just too special. Spot usually I'll at least listen to, even if it's something I'm not super interested in. Oh, Small Ame? Oh man, he would probably actually like that. But I have a feeling that he probably doesn't like the whole VTuber thing. I have a feeling he probably he's probably very skeptical of it. The cutesy angle does get old a bit with the VTubers. And I think they're realizing that, and they're kind of scaling down the cutesy stuff a bit, or at least Gura is. Like, Gura is kind of returning to Gremlin a little bit more sometimes. If you know what I mean. She's, like, not as cutesy and say so. She's just getting, like, kind of more bizarre and wacky sometimes. Which is great. I'm really liking the evolution of Gura. And you gotta evolve. You can't just do one thing and stick with it. it's gonna get stale, you know. I don't know. I don't know if that's really the right way to say that, but I think you know what I mean. I think probably my favorite council member, maybe, is Crony, because she doesn't really go for the whole. I mean, she's still cute and everything, but she doesn't go for the whole super cutesy thing as much. Yeah, and I love the kind of fake narcissism. She just calls herself perfect all the time and stuff, and of course it's always a hilarious joke because then she does something kind of dumb, you know. And Crony, that voice, so boy, one of the best lately. They've all got great voices, but you know, Crony's really good. You can tell with Crony that she used to be in a past life, or maybe she probably still does it on the side, but you can tell she's a voice actor. She's not just kind of like Neanders. Neanders is a voice actor who also happens to be a streamer. You know, she did voice acting and making music and stuff way before she became a VTuber, I think. And I feel like that's kind of the way that Crony was too. She can just come up with voices on the fly. Yes, damn VTubers. You just haven't fallen down the rabbit hole yet, Zero. Or Lucy, I should say. Give it time. We'll keep hammering you with clips until you do fall down the rabbit hole, though. I don't know. I'm not at the stage of where, like I said before, I don't have a streamer besides Mike, really, that no matter what they do, I gotta watch it and I gotta love everything they do. I'm not at that stage. Like if there's a streamer that's streaming something, you know, a lot of the VTubers, as much as I do like watching them, a lot of times they play something that I don't really want to watch, and then I don't watch them. It's just lately they've been so into Minecraft, like heavy duty. It's been great for that. Okay, well, this is just going to be a hole in the defenses because it's all hills. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about this. I wasn't really going to do all of this high stuff, but I did. Yeah, that's the thing too. They all stream at the same time. Need lots of him. Yeah, Mick's falling down the rabbit hole. Yeah, that was a pretty easy rabbit hole for him to fall down, I think. No, Nep and all that. Yo, I'm kind of weird where I'm into these VTubers and I'm not at all into anime, really. Not really. A little bit here and there, but I don't really watch anime. I don't know most of the anime references. You know, I don't know Japanese and I don't really want to know Japanese, and I don't like watching stuff that has to be subtitled too much because I don't know the language, you know. So, I don't know, it's weird. But I guess it's gotta be the right content at the end of the day, and a lot of their content I like. But, you know, they gotta be playing a game. I gotta be interested in, though. I don't really watch their just chatting streams much. I'll just watch the clips usually for just chatting. You know, if there's a good clip that comes out of it. But besides that, I don't really watch that. You know, I know some of the things with, especially girl streamers or YouTubers or whatever, is they'll just do Q&As, and it's just, you know, just chatting, just, oh, ask me anything. I mean, that's nice a little bit, but it gets old. Especially when, like, same questions get asked and stuff. It's like, okay, play the game. Come on, where's the entertainment? Gotta remember, I'm a New Yorker too, so sometimes things aren't quick enough for me. Oh, my mom can be really savage sometimes, just with her New Yorker miss and getting things done. And she worked at Blue Cross Blue Shield Insurance for a while, so, you know, she was on a time scale for everything. So, like, for example, when she has to, my insurance is changing names, and it's all Medicaid, but then there's Affinity Insurance, Affinity Healthcare, and Affinity is ending this year apparently. So, and the letter from Medicaid said, if you don't pick a new insurance, we'll just pick it for you. We'll just roll it over for you. And I told her, I'm like, that's fine. Everybody's on Medicaid nowadays, Mom. They're not going to end my coverage. They're going to figure it out. But oh, she had to go around and call the different providers and figure out if they're going to take the new insurance. And apparently it was some other company called Molina, with it was taking over Affinity. So Affinity is becoming Affinity Molina. But she went calling around asking them, hey, are you guys going to still accept, are you guys going to accept Molina? And of course, everybody she called them, they're like, oh, we never heard of Molina. It's just like back and forth. Oh my god, she was on the phone back and forth with a couple different doctors' offices. I only got 2 places that I cared about that I want to be able to keep going to after the insurance changes. And then she would call, and then she finally called the insurance company instead of trying to call the doctor's offices and stuff. And the insurance company said straight up, listen, unless you get a letter from somebody saying we're not going to take this insurance anymore, then there's nothing you have to worry about. It's just going to automatically roll over. And sure enough, that's probably what happened. I think it was going to be October 1st, which just passed. So, ta-da! You spent all day on the phone for nothing. But she just had to know, because she used to work at an insurance company, so she's got to stay on the ball with that. And I'm like, they can't expect regular normal customers to be setting up their own insurance companies and crap. And obviously it's got to be set up on its own. Yeah, you don't have much time, Lambda. Not Lambda, it's Lucy. Listen, I saw the color. You're watching me and Rev? Cool. Callie and Hachima. Kiara, whenever she does an RPG, yeah, I can feel that. Callie is fun because she's not really a gamer so much. I mean, sometimes she's really good at games, and other times not as much. She always says she's not good at games, but she's usually decent. And I can't get over her Minecraft transformation. She went from not knowing what dirt was to building just as much as everybody else. She built this whole big onsen and stuff. It's like, oh my god, she's actually putting some effort into it now. Germa. I think I'm in like the clip category with X Smash S games. Oh wow, that is weird. I was into Germa for a little while, but his streams are usually very, very long. He'll stream like 8-10 hours like it's nothing sometimes. And yeah, I kind of binged through a lot of Germa stuff for a little while at one time. But for me, the main thing is the gameplay. What game are they playing? Is it something that I'm actually, interested in? And of course, the entertainment factor too. But the entertainment factor is definitely not the main reason that I watch somebody. Is the thing. Like Vinny is back now and then, I guess, a little bit here and there. But I haven't really watched any of his streams since he came back, and I was kind of interested too because I was kind of interested to just see how annoying the chat was going to be with questioning why he doesn't stream as much or whatever, and who knows whatever the supposed scandal was that was nonsense. I'm glad that he's starting to stream again, and I know this Sunday he did corruptions, and I never really got the appeal of the corruptions, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's funny a bit, and that's another thing that I'll probably just watch clips of, is sometimes when you find some really funny corruptions, but for the most part, I never really watched the corruption stream too much. Oh, Final Smash DLC. Okay, yep, Smash is one of the games that he's always got to play. Joel's Desert Bus streets. Oh, God. Yeah. Joel is just nuts. I think I want to try a bus sim someday. Not desert bus, like a real bus sim. I don't know. I'm not hugely interested in buses, but I would probably get into it. Damn it, I need one log out of this tree. I just don't want to destroy the magic-y node. I think the node is right in the middle though, so if I could just take that log. There. You know what? I don't like that log. There. I don't care if it's supposed to be the other way around. It didn't look right. Actually, I need to get rid of this one. What, desert bus? Yeah, you get 1 point, yeah. You get through, I think it takes 8 hours to get from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, or vice versa. I think 8 real life hours, and then yeah, you get 1 point. All right, do it again. It was a joke game, is the thing. Oh yeah, there's a new desert bus. 10 minutes. Lost 10 minutes and from completing a course and wasted 6 hours because he had the DuckTales theme off his phone. See, I missed that. I did not see that. Oh my god. That is such a Joel thing to do though. Oh. I wonder if he did it on purpose. I don't see how he could have, but you'd never know. Wow. That's crazy. Speaking of different Vinesauce people, I think I might want to track down. I know he did it. Rev, he did My Summer Car, and My Summer Car. I get into kind of a phase where I want to watch it and then a phase where I don't. It does get kind of samey after a while, but in the beginning it's not samey at all. I'd probably like to see how he did that and how he like built the engine of the car, because you have to build everything from scratch in my summer car. It's insane. So I would like to run down that someday. I know he's got an archive on YouTube for it. I forgot to turn Sana's house. There's so many ways to either die or lose everything in that game. It's insane. Yeah, that game is brutal. I own my summer car. I bought it because I was watching freaking it was probably Squirrel. I was watching Squirrel play it a lot, and I got so enamored in it I bought the game. And I usually don't buy games just because I see other people playing them. I usually don't fall into that trap, because just because the game looks fun and it's fun to watch somebody else play, it doesn't mean you're gonna like it. Sure enough, I played it for like maybe 10 minutes once. I couldn't figure out. I set up my wheel for it and stuff. You see, I don't have a controller. That's a big part of the problem. I just have the wheel or keyboard, and I think I had a really hard time trying to figure out how to get in and out of the seat of the car, or the van it would have been, and that drove me nuts. And then I kind of just, I didn't have much of a. I had a pretty short fuse with that game for some reason. Maybe someday I'll try it. I own it, so it's in my Steam library, so maybe someday. Yeah, Squirrel was playing it, and I think at the time Steve Kiverton played it a lot too. I don't know if Steve Kiverton does much streaming anymore. I don't really see him online much on like Twitch. He does a little bit now and then, but maybe only like on Sundays or something. He can be funny. He was mostly just popular because he played with Squirrel a lot, and Squirrel is just hugely popular. Most of you guys probably don't even know what I'm talking about with Squirrel and Steve Kiverton. That's simulator games like Truck Sim and iRacing and stuff like that. Well, Steve never played iRacing, but Squirrel did. Actually, Squirrel, he got so big just on playing Euro Truck Sim every week. It was Trucking Sunday, basically. Sunday night trucking. That's what it was called. And every week he religiously played Euro Truck Sim. Trying out new mods sometimes, or maps or whatnot. But eventually, I guess the content even got a little bit too stale for him, because he does still do trucking, but he doesn't do it every week anymore. Like if he's like checked out all he wants to check out on American Truck Sim or Euro Truck Sim, he'll play something else. Which I think he might have lost some viewers due to, but that probably wasn't too bad. He's still hugely popular, Squirrel. And he should be. He's a good streamer. He was able to successfully go full-time streaming. He got big enough. He was able to quit his real-life job. He worked some kind of like tech job, and he was able to retire. He said, "I'm making enough streaming. I don't gotta do this anymore." It was Year of the Squirrel, the first year that he went full time, and now it's Yachts, YOTS, and now he's up to like Yachts 6. It's like, okay. When you get big enough that you can like sell merchandise and stuff, it's like, oh wow. and you really start to get it made. Although you don't, I don't think they make all that much on merchandise, because you got to keep the price affordable for people to buy the merch too. So. Well, I'm starting to get low on my fencing. We made it. Where are we now? I'm not even talking about the game, we're just chatting about everything. I think during part of my chats, I'm telling you how I don't really watch people do just chatting. And that's pretty much what the stream has been. I've been playing Minecraft, but as far as what I'm talking about, it's been everything, which is great. I love it. When it flows naturally like that, it's good. Conversation is always good. But when it's just a stream, like, you know, ask me everything, anything, or just chatting or something like that, then it's almost like forced. So it's different. But I mean, Minecraft is good for that, especially what am I doing now? Barely anything. So as far as fencing is concerned, I started fencing around here, probably right after Krongville, and I've made it all the way around to here. Halfway to Splitsville. That's pretty good. Of course, we still got a ton of ballasting that needs to be done. But we did a bunch of that in the beginning, too. Yeah, we're getting there. Now, as far as how actually safe this is, debatable. I haven't been hitting F7 to see all of the X's of where monsters can spawn. Okay, let's press F7 just right now. See the X's? Wherever there's a yellow X, it means a monster can spawn there at night. And if the X is red, it means the monster can spawn there anytime. So, like, if I take away this torch, yeah, we got some X's there. That was my other... Let's see what time... Oh, it's almost 7. No water tomorrow, 8 to 11 a.m. Looks like I'm going to be wrapping up soon. I got chicken nuggets in the oven and my ravioli is ready. Red Bear merchandise win. Red Bear mug, toilet paper. Oh God. Oh God, somebody made Mike merch. Of freaking course. Man, if Mike wanted to actually... I know for like years before he stopped streaming, I kept telling him, like, Mike, you can get affiliate, and no effort at all. You can have affiliate. You can just apply for it. You get like 100 viewers every time you stream. It'd be easy. I got, well, years later I realized this, but I got affiliate in a few months, and I don't have anywhere near as many viewers as Mike had. He would easily get affiliate. Yeah, it'd take probably about a month. He'd have affiliate, you know. Now, having affiliate doesn't mean you're going to be making much money. I've had affiliate since, March? And I haven't made 10 cents yet, but, you know, I also I'm not streaming enough. So, you know, whatever. Well, I shouldn't say I haven't made 10 cents yet. I haven't, I have to go to the Twitch site, see how much I've made just from, you know, the subs and stuff. But you don't get paid until you make $100. And I think I'm maybe about halfway there. Last time I checked, which might have been like a month ago. Which is awesome. It's more than I've ever made online before, so you know. Oh, I'll take it. Whatever happens, it happens. I'm very grateful to the people that are subbing to me, and especially recently they've been resubbing, and I haven't been streaming that much. Been streaming like maybe once a week lately because I've just partially I've been a little bit more busier, but also I've just been, I don't know, maybe not as much motivated. And sleep schedule's got to be right, and I don't like. I have this stupid thing where I don't want to stream if other people are streaming. You know, well, that's vague. If other people from, you know, like kind of my friends circle or Mike regulars, stuff like that, I try not to stream when they're streaming, and so the best time slot for that, when you factor that in, would be like now, like daytime type stuff. And daytime is when I'm either a lot of times I'm either not awake or people have things for me to do in real life, or I have to go next door and hang out over there for a while, which it's not. I make it sound like it's a chore. It's not. I do like going over there and hanging out with the guys, but you know that's just the time when I would be streaming. So the boys, as we call them, because my grandma used to call them the boys, which is just hilarious because one of them's 70 years old and the other one is 66. Actually, 71 and 66, probably something like that. But they're very, very good family friends, and if they weren't there for us when we needed them, I'd be living in some crappy trailer in Florida by now, because we would have lost the house. So we pretty much owe them everything. So if they call up and say, Andy, come over and, you know, hang out with us, and I'm gonna come over and hang out with them. Well, looks pretty good. We're gonna sleep. Oh, where's my bed? I set it down. Oh crap. I'm not gonna cheat. We might have to fight some monsters. Oh, your internet's been unstable? Oh, speaking of internet, um, we've been getting internet from Spectrum, which is what took over Time Warner Cable, and Spectrum's, it's Spectrum, you know, took over the TV side of things too, and the bills got so outrageous with Spectrum that we dropped TV completely and went with Fire Sticks for all the TVs. And we're just figuring out how to do that with Wi-Fi instead, and it's been working out pretty good. Everybody's relatively happy with it. But now, the local phone company... Where the hell is my bed? Did I run past it? The local phone company, which is called Frontier, for the longest time, they only had what a hardline phone company would have for internet, which is DSL, which is much older style internet. And the upload download speed of that was like, they would tout it as, oh, upgrade to DSL high speed internet up to 12 megabits a second. I'm like, I'm getting 200 with Spectrum. Why would anybody switch? It was cheaper, but still. Where the hell is my bed? You guys see a bed? Oh, I'm gonna start getting into trouble because this is a magic forest. There's gonna be all sorts of nasties you want. I'm cheating. I don't know where my bed is. Set it down somewhere. It's not my inventory. Oh, there's a witch. Oh, no, no, no. Where's my bow? Damn it, witches are silent in this version of the game. Oh, he took damage from something good. When they take damage for something, they have to spend time healing themselves, which gives you a chance to kill them. I hate witches, and they don't make any noise in this version of the game, because it's when they first came out. But anyway, with what was it? You're right, Frontier with their DSL, they're very slow DSL, and it's like, why would anybody change? And then recently we heard the Frontier was going out of business because when your only business is basically the hardline phone, old-fashioned hardline phone, well, guess what? 90% of the world doesn't even have a hardline telephone yet anymore, and when they do, it's just from the cable provider. It just comes off of the modem from the cable provider. They don't have a separate bill just for a phone for 20-30 bucks a month. Nobody's going to do that unless old people like my neighbors. They'll stick with Frontier. They will always have a real hardline phone. He still has the same phone number that his mother had, and actually in the phone book, his phone number is still listed as in his mother's name. And she's been dead since 1984. That's how old school he is. Where the hell is my bed? I gotta find this bed. Sorry, bed quest. It's probably somewhere outside of the fence line. That's why I can't see it. There, I'm just freaking blind. But anyway, this Frontier company, so Frontier is like going out of business, circling the drain because they don't provide any kind of useful internet against what Spectrum provides. So then all of a sudden, and also I realized something was going to happen before the news came out, because the government, I would think, would not be able to allow Frontier to go out of business because it's the only company around here anyway that would provide a hard line phone line, an old-fashioned phone line that comes right from the pole as a phone line. No modem. It works if the power's out. That is the advantage of having a hard line from Frontier, though, is it works when the power doesn't work. You don't have to deal with the modem in between. So anyway, now Frontier, all of a sudden out of nowhere, well, a few months ago at least, the news first came out, all of a sudden they have fiber. Because Verizon is usually what has fiber optics, right? But Verizon doesn't have any service in our area for some reason. I don't know why. They exist as a cell phone company around here, but they don't provide house service around here. And Verizon is usually where you would get fiber from. So now Frontier is getting fiber optic, and they're advertising it as 500 up, 500 down, which is amazing, especially the upload. Right now with Spectrum's been pretty good for us, but Spectrum is like, I think around 230 to 250 download, but upload is only like 12. There's always been a huge difference between the upload and download. So the idea of getting both upload and download at 500, that would be really nice. And first they advertised it in these cards that they sent out in the mail. Oh, there's my bed. It's way up here. Break it. First they advertised it as $79.99 a month, so $80 a month, with a 36-month, so 3-year contract. So you'll get penalized if you try to change your provider for 3 years. That's what they first offered. And I'm like, and that was even really tempting because it was so much faster. It was 500 up, 500 down. And that's what we're paying Spectrum right now for 11 up, 230 down. So okay, 80 bucks, same thing that we're paying now, and it's a lot better. Well, guess what? We didn't do anything for a while, and actually at that time we did look into it, and even though they mailed the flyer to our house telling us about it, it wasn't available in our area yet, which was a little silly. But so now this past week we got another flyer in the mail. Now it still says 500 up, 500 down for the internet, but now the price is $44.99 a month, 45 bucks a month, and you're committed for 12 months instead of 36. So I think they started offering the fiber. Nobody was really biting on it, so they got desperate and they said, well, chop it down. And that's what's going on. So that's what competition does. When you have competition, the price has to change. And with Spectrum, when Spectrum was the only game in town, which it has been for a while, they could charge whatever they wanted. Like Spectrum, our Spectrum bill before we got rid of TV was like going up to like $230 a month. And this is like basic, well, a bit more than basic cable, but it's not everything. It's not all the premium channels. We were not getting all of the premium channels. We were getting a few premium channels, but there's these packages where you can pick and choose. But even we were getting like maybe the medium package, and it was just insane that the prices were just getting insanely high. And even though some of the people in the house were really against getting rid of Spectrum because they wanted to be able to see this and that and the other, we were like, listen, we can't, it's insanely expensive, we can't keep doing this. So, and part of the reason why TV was so expensive was Spectrum. Not only was the bill going up, but they were even increasing how much they were charged per month for all the little TV receivers at each TV. And we have 4 TVs in the house, and each one has a receiver, and each receiver was like $6.50 or $7 a month, which was already a lot. And that they were bumping up to 10 a month. And we're like, well, we're paying 40 something a month just for these 4 TV receivers. And that's when we were like, okay, that's it. We're killing Spectrum TV completely, and we're just gonna get Hulu. We bought Fire Sticks for all the TVs. Well, a couple of the TVs were already smart TVs, but we had to get, I think, 3 Fire Sticks, and which are what, $25-$30 a piece, something like that. They're not that expensive. And then she got a Hulu subscription, and she is paying kind of a lot for Hulu because certain channels that she wanted, and she wanted unlimited devices. So I think she would have been limited to like 3 devices if she didn't do that, and we needed 4, so she got unlimited devices. So she's paying like somewhere between $70 and $80 a month for Hulu. But they're getting everything they want. And me, on the other hand, they keep asking me for advice, and I'm like, I don't really know because I haven't watched TV, like regular TV stuff. I haven't watched that in like 5 years. I haven't even bothered to watch TV. I don't even watch the Mets anymore, which is kind of sad, but I just haven't been interested in it. I have a computer. It's the very few modern TV shows that I actually want to watch, which is just NCIS, all 3 iterations of NCIS. Well, 2 now because they canceled New Orleans, but I can find ways to watch that online. It might not be perfectly legal, but the internet is there for a reason. So if you want to watch something on the internet, you can watch something on the internet. That's all I'm going to say about that. You don't need to pay $80 a month and hook up a Fire Stick to your TV. You can just I have a computer with 3 screens. I can watch whatever the hell I want, basically. So I think for what they're getting, I think it's a pretty good deal. She saved a lot of money just by getting rid of Spectrum cable. And now she's going to be able to save even more. This is what this whole long-winded story is accumulating to. she's going to save even more because we're switching to Frontier. Because the internet's going to go. Oh, who's talking? But I don't like it. The internet's going to go from. She's paying pretty close to $80 a month now. The internet's going to be a lot faster, supposedly. I don't know. We'll see how many kinks this new fiber optics system has. I am a little worried about that, but it's supposed to be really good. But we're going to get faster internet, and it's going to go down from $80 a month to $45, and it's going to be locked in for 12 months. I'm sure after 12 months the rates are going to go up, and then we're going to probably play a switching game where we go to Spectrum for a year and then Frontier for a year and just go back and forth because they keep hiking the rates, which is just a stupid game that you got to play. It's just really stupid. It's like, if you didn't goose up the rates 100% every year, people wouldn't keep canceling your service. Did you ever think about that, Spectrum? Like when my mom went to Spectrum that day, when we finally decided, okay, that's it, we're getting Fire Sticks, we're getting rid of cable. She had all 4 cable boxes in a bag, in a big ShopRite bag with her. And the line was almost out the door. And almost everybody there had cable boxes to turn in. And a lot of people weren't just turning them in for new cable boxes, they were getting rid of them. And it's like, geez, Spectrum, do you see a problem here? Do you see all your customers just walking out the door? Maybe you shouldn't keep hiking up the rates every month. Because if you're a new Spectrum customer, you can get TV, phone, internet for like $120 a month, I think, something like that. If you're a new customer, we were getting TV and internet. We got rid of phone a couple years ago because that was an extra $20 we didn't need to spend. We were just getting TV and internet for 230 something bucks a month. Huh. I wonder why we quit. It's just. And then like a month after we get Hulu, Spectrum sends us something. Oh, you can get Spectrum back for like $150 a month. And we're like, no, been there, done that. Yeah. Fire Sticks, with the Fire Stick and the Hulu stuff, you can get just about everything that you had with cable TV. But there will be some stuff, especially local stuff, or depending on your area, how the legalese is determined, there will be some stuff that you don't get anymore. Like we have a baseball station called Yes, just for the Yankees. Yankees Entertainment Center System, Yes. They thought they were really funny coming up with that. And we have SNY, which is mostly Mets, New York Mets. With Hulu, we can get SNY, we can't get Yes. And of course, I'm not even into baseball much anymore, so I never watch the Mets anyway. And the other guy that's into baseball, John, he's into the Yankees, and no Yes. So that's been a problem. But a lot of the Yankees games have been on like ESPN and stuff like that. Oh, wow. That's really screwed up. Comcast. Yeah, these companies are just god awful, and they're finally realizing now that they are gonna have to do something to survive because everybody is leaving. Because there's just so many better options. Then you have my neighbors who, they have the money to afford it. He's loyal to Spectrum. Well, he complains about Spectrum sometimes, but he's never going to change. He's got, like all the premium channels and everything, and he's paying like $330 a month. And then he pays another $30 a month to Frontier for a hardline telephone. And it's like, oh, okay, Danny, whatever you're going to do. And he watches like 3 channels, But he's got all these DVRs. He is big into his DVRs, and he records every single Christmas movie that comes on all the Hallmark channels, and it's like, oh my god, Danny. Okay. I don't know how many gigs of movies he has stored up, and then he has this one box that doesn't work anymore, but it's got DVR with old movies on it, so he doesn't want to get rid of it. And I'm like, well, if you can never access it again, what's the point of keeping it? And whatever. I've stopped arguing with him about that. The only alternative is Consolidated Communications, who keeps getting strikes and are incompetent. Yeah. That's the thing. If you don't have good competition, then the one company that provides the right service can charge whatever they want. Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into strikes and unions and stuff like that. I might lose the few viewers that I have. But anyway, it is now after 7 o'clock. Yeah, I guess I started pretty late. I didn't start until like 4. And I just got messaged that dinner is ready. So I am going to check real quick to see if there's somebody to raid. And I'm going to stop streaming. That was fun. That was a lot of fun talking. And we got a lot of work done on the railroad, too. Not really. I'm not gonna raid anybody. Nobody all that special. Nobody that I really know anyway. That's usually who I would want to raid. I like the idea of raiding some random popular streamer that I don't really know. It just feels funny. So yeah, that was fun. We had a lot of work done on the railroad. We talked about a bunch of stuff. And moving forward, I really do gotta just get past this little hump that I'm stuck on and get the wheels set up. I guess the main reason why I don't set up the wheel is because once that's set up, I can't really do anything that doesn't require the wheel because it's in the way. You know, you can't really use the keyboard much with the wheel. You can, but it's really awkward. But it is time. I need to do the wheel. I haven't had the wheel up in a while, and I am getting a little tired of Minecraft now, and I haven't played the Real Valley for a little bit either, so it would be like kind of a rotation thing. Now I gotta set up the wheel and do trucking, because I haven't done that in a while. I'm kind of putting off trucking also because with American Truck Sim, I have to go through mods again, I think. I don't think there's much I have to do with the mods. Most of them should be fine because I did play the game in 1.4.0, but now the 1.4.1 beta is out for American Truck Sim, and apparently with the beta, usually I don't opt into betas, but with this beta, you can do convoy with other people, and I think workshop mods work with convoy. I don't know how exactly it works, if it's only certain mods or anything on the workshop. So that's not going to be map mods, but if I can at least get some custom trucks and stuff and not have to drive the stock SCS trucks, that would be a lot more motivation to play Convoy. You know, American Truck Sim Convoy, which is just American multiplayer American Truck Sim. And then, you know, you guys could play with me. And I think the way it would work is if I was hosting with my mods, then you guys could try to join, and then somehow the game would download the workshop mods for the people trying to join. I think it's kind of automatic like that. I'm not sure though. I haven't tried it out yet. I watched Northern Alex play it just a little bit, but I wasn't paying attention enough to see how it really worked or anything. Olivia would know, probably. Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna get going before Mom starts yelling at me for not coming downstairs. And I'll see you guys around. Later.